people in the community doing good things. Now, here are your hosts, Debbie O'Handley and Margi Kyle.
Welcome to Community Centered. I'm Debbie with my friend Margi. Margi, how are you?
I don't really want to say.
I know. I feel
We have had a crazy morning, both of us.
Is Mercury circulating your head too? And
It
you're
is.
ready? Yeah.
So and my computer and everything else.
I don't know if you believe in all that Mercury and retrograde stuff, but it's happening and it's real today. It's been a morning.
Last week you got a little annoyed at me because I was not communicating with you.
Oh.
I had emailed you, I called you, I had texted. You got none of them.
Right.
Today you did the same thing to me.
I know.
And I got none of them.
That's the universe. We're not meant to talk to each other, except for 1 hour on a Tuesday from 3 to 4 with Community Centered. So,
and I'm so glad we have this time.
I am too. How was your weekend?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I went to the Mount Zion Seniors Luncheon.
Wow.
Which was, it was fun. And that's where I brought you all those little candies.
Thank you
and
for
cotton
that.
candy.
I'm
give
just
them to your kids.
so delighted you're giving cotton candy to the children at Hope House.
A little sugar never hurt.
No, I'm going to drop it and run.
I was going to say, just leave very quickly.
Well, I had the privilege of going to the Kane Art Center this weekend on Saturday to see the King of Queens show.
Oh.
So it was a Queen tribute band. And we were in the second row, and it was a very, very interesting show. It was great. It was kind of a la Freddie Mercury with the tight spandex pants on. And when you're sitting in the second row, it was a show and a show. So it was all good. But no, it was fun. Very good.
And we just got certified to be, what's it called? With Purple
Oh,
Sweat.
right.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, Margi and I participated in a training on domestic violence. If you can get excited about something, this is not a great topic to be excited about, but the training was really good. And so we are now trained Purple Space champions. And it was a great training that we had by our guest that we had on the previous week, Daniel, and really wonderful. They made the training interesting and relaxing at the same time, talking about a very intense subject.
And if you can, go back to WSIC and try to pull that hour up. This was, I think, one of the first times he shared his story.
It was the first time.
Very hard for him.
Very, very hard. But there's growth in that, right? And it's
yeah.
Pain with purpose for
That's
him.
Right.
And hoping that the whole city of Charlotte can someday be a Purple Space champion.
I think it just would be fabulous.
And to stop the domestic violence because it's really way out of control. I know that we've seen a substantial increase at Hope House with the inquiry calls that we're giving. And I'm excited about our show today for a couple of reasons. One, I have Jen Grenier here with me from the Hope House Foundation, who Jen looks to avoid things like this at all costs. But being her supervisor and her boss today, I could threaten her and say, you're coming on the show. So she's here as our support person.
Good.
And she was out of town. Otherwise, she would have been at that training too, because that's pretty much our life of what we do.
Well, and I don't get involved as much as you do, but with the kids in the hospital, you're not sure what they've come in for. So
I think it's great that you did it.
I'm just glad I'm aware.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Of the signs.
I think one of the coolest things was the icebreaker we did, which was they had a bunch of animal pictures laminated on the table.
Oh, that was cute.
And you were instructed to pick an animal. And so me, because I'm extra, I picked two. But the one that I picked was of a gorilla with sort of like his fist on his chin, like trying to decide what was going to happen, which was me with bated breath waiting for our finals inspections on our Hope House properties. And then the other one I picked was two gorillas that were like the monkey, hear no evil, speak no evil, say no evil. And that was for you and I with hear no evil and say no evil. So yeah, it was really, really good training.
Well, at the end of the day, we went to the two cottages that you've been working on for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some fun because my granddaughter had sent me the picture.
Margi always brings a surprise.
That, Reese, I don't know that you can zoom in on that. But that was that little area we thought that'd be perfect for that picture.
Beautiful. So, just to remind our viewers and listeners that Margie's granddaughter, when we talked about the cottages, offered to paint 2 pictures for Courage and Journey. And, when I kind of said the idea of coastal Carolina and all that, they're beautiful, Margie. Thank you so much.
And I got a little creative, and my granddaughter said last night, "You're trying to kill me. Do you know how long it would take me to cut around all of that?"
Wow. Oh, they're beautiful. Thank you so much.
So this is the one you're going to get.
Beautiful. Oh, and that's the perfect wall for it, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have to come up with a name of that. She's going to have to name it.
She will.
When we built.
And she'll give you the meaning of it.
Beautiful.
And then you can take it from there.
Beautiful.
We also talked about the peel and strip wallpaper.
Yes, for the bathrooms. When we built the Grace Cottage on the Hope House property, Jack and Robin Salzman were the gracious donors to there. And Robin graciously said to me, we'll help support it on one condition, that you let our designer design the interior of it, which was phenomenal. And one of the pictures a friend of hers did, Jen, correct me if I'm wrong, was of an angel, and it was the Angel Grace, and they named it the Angel Grace. And so she looks over all the residents, and it was a beautiful tribute to them and to being an angel and to what the Grace Cottage is doing. So we are not yet finished yet. We're still racing to the finish line, waiting to get the last bit of things. I don't have too much going on.
A wonderful street they're on, and they just fit right in.
Headed to the finish line on that, helping plan a gala and execute it, transitioning residents in and out, trying to keep things sane, letting Jen go on vacation, and just trying to pull it all together. Yeah, it's been good times. Good time. All while Mercury is circling my head, crashing into all the other planets. So we're gonna dispel that and get rid of that here shortly. I'm excited about our guests today. They have a lovely mission. They've been wonderful partners so far. They're generous, loving, kind, compassionate women. And I think you're going to really enjoy hearing their story and hearing about our gala that we're doing together, which, at the end of the day, that's wonderful that we're raising money, but we're also raising friends.
Yeah.
And we're also raising awareness for what we both do. And so to me, if we make one new person that's a friend and a friend that gets our stories at the end of the night, that's the most important thing that we've done.
And
our job.
We are going to talk in the next session about the gala you're having.
Yes,
but in the last few minute we have, we'd love some call-ins because we want to give some tickets away.
Yes, so if you can always call the studio here at 844-STUDIO-4. Reese is waiting to take your call. We have 2 tickets we're going to be giving away to the Absolute Hope and Hope House Foundation Gala, March 29th. And the first caller that can call and give us their definition of the word hope will be the proud owner of 2 tickets. We would love to see you at our Combined Hope gala that we're going to be pulling off here, and we're going to hear all about when we come back from break.
Okay.
So when we come back, you are going to be talking with Margie and Debbie and Nikki and Kailie and Jen, sort of, when we come back.
Call 844-STUDIO-4 now to join the Community Center discussion on 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Presented by Macintosh Law.
Well, our sunshine back in full force and a warm-up on the way as we go through the middle of the week. Temperatures climb into the low 70s for the afternoon. We'll drop it off tonight cool into the low and mid-40s. Making a run at 80 degrees again for our Wednesday. Some of us around Lake Norman may even approach the low 80s to finish off the afternoon. Next chance for rain on the way. Scattered showers likely by the time we get to Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The Bet on Us Casino Night Fundraiser Gala is almost here. This black tie event, co-hosted by Absolute Hope Foundation and Hope House Foundation of Huntersville, supports local families in need. Join us for an unforgettable evening and learn how these organizations are making a difference in the community. Visit AbsoluteHopeFoundation.com for details. Thursday, March 20th is Ladies' Night at Bin 110 in Cornelius. Lake Norman Woman Magazine welcomes in the community for an evening of making new friends and catching up with your existing ones. Come on out for Ladies' Night this Thursday at Bin 110. Saturday night, the 500 Club in Statesville presents live music with Darren Deese. Deese is a Nashville recording artist who has been influenced by stars from Hank Williams Sr. to George Strait to Kenny Chesney. Enjoy live music at 6 p.m. Saturday at the 500 Club with a performance by country music artist Darren Deese. Come on out and meet the WSIC team on Saturday, March 29th at Snooze Mattress in Cornelius. We will be doing a Merlefest ticket giveaway, so stop by and sign up. We are looking forward to meeting you on Saturday, March 29th at Snooze Mattress in Cornelius from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Auto Fair presented by Camping World is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway Thursday, April 3rd through Saturday, April 5th. The show brings together the car community in a celebration of their shared passion for all things automotive. Don't miss the Heritage Invitational, where iconic cars from all eras are gathered for up-close viewing. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for Auto Fair tickets and more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Floors, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The War and Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Community Centered, proudly presented by Macintosh Law, continues now on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to WSIC News Talk Now. Love the music, and I really want to say a shout out to Macintosh. We appreciate their support and stand behind them 100%. Please feel free to make that phone call to win those tickets. I'm very proud today to have Kailie and Nikki with us from Absolute Hope Foundation in Cornelius. Who would like to start with how did you get started?
Yes, I would. Okay, so my husband and I, we started Absolute Hope Foundation through pretty much his business, Absolute Collision, that he had.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we recently sold that. But when we started Absolute Collision, he always wanted his workers to be involved with the community. So he would take them and, go do community volunteer work wherever they were. And then one day we were sitting in bed actually, and we got a notification just from the news that came up, and it said something about the McKinney-Vento Act through Charlotte. So we were reading it, and we just couldn't believe how many children in Charlotte, Mecklenburg County were homeless, considered homeless. And we were just reading more and more about it, and we were like, well, we need to do something. We have 2 young children of our own, 5 and they were 5 and 6 at the time. So we were like, I couldn't imagine my child in situations like that. So I wound up doing some research, reaching out to some people in CMS, and we got involved with Sherry, who's with the McKinney-Vento. And she was telling us, I think the beginning of last year, was it last year?
Yeah.
So the beginning of last year, she was telling us how they were at 2,000, I'd say 2,000 children that were considered homeless. By the end of the year, they way past 5,000.
That was just the beginning.
Yeah. So it's just, you can't imagine. It's unimaginable. So we decided that we would come up with Absolute Hope Foundation and help the children in need. And then we were blessed.
And how many years have you been in business?
Since 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are a nonprofit.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. We're a local nonprofit, So, but it's just us. It's just Nikki and I. Nikki and I and my husband who helps us out every now and then. But we don't have many people behind us, but we just want to help the community, and we're hoping to get the community involved. We do a lot of events with the community.
Okay.
So small businesses, we help them out as well, because we know single moms out there, and just everybody's trying to earn money somehow. So we're just help out anybody that we can, pretty much.
But just for clarity, the last count we have is 5,834 children sleep homeless on any given night in Mecklenburg County. And that is just the children that we can count. That
Yeah.
does not count the children that are doubled up in a hotel floor or sleeping in a car
Or high school students that aren't accounted for because they're
absolutely.
ashamed that they don't want to be.
Absolutely. And then the McKinney-Vento is a program, is a federally funded program. So
Okay.
they fund all Title I schools with before and after school care, transportation to the school of your choice, and free and reduced lunch. So those children that will identify, and that's a big thing because a lot of kids don't want to be identified as someone who is living homeless, can benefit with certain
I can't even imagine.
funding. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for our purposes, all of our children that live at Hope House are McKinney-Vento students.
Okay.
So the benefit for them is that if they come to us from a school, say in South Charlotte, and they're living in Huntersville now in our homeless shelter, the school has to provide transportation back and forth to that same school. Even though we live next door to a school, it's one less transition that that child has to make, and it's one more stabilizing thing in their life so they can stay at their school of choice while they're living in transition. So that's one of the benefits of identifying that you
Okay.
can
Yeah.
be there.
So now you have an event coming up very soon.
We do. We have a couple, but yes, we have a big one, our Bet on Us Casino Night.
Okay.
And we're actually co-hosting with Absolute Hope. Well, Absolute Hope is co-hosting with Hope House Foundation. So
And I think that is wonderful.
yes, we're super excited.
Yeah.
We are. We're super
I love
excited.
that about the nonprofits in this area.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason why Jen is here, because Jen came to me and said, "Hey, do you know Kailie Goforth? Because she contacted me, and I know her from my friend who knows my friend, and they want to do something for us." So I said, "Well, I always want to know about people, especially with the name Hope in it, right?
Mhm.
Bring it on." So the first thing we did together was a Christmas party that Kaylee and Nikki put on for the kids of Hope House and for some other kids in the
Okay.
McKinney-Vento program. And it just wasn't any Christmas party. It was extraordinary with a Santa that was so sensitive and so kind,
It was.
and food, and there were gifts, and there were gifts and gifts and gifts and face painting and things to do. It was just such a lovely thing for our children who, believe it or not, don't ever have a Christmas party. We get Christmas
Yeah.
gifts from them, Jen, right? With sponsors and things, but we've never had the opportunity to have a party for them. Do you know it's end of March and middle of March, and these kids are still talking about the Christmas party and when can they meet Santa again
Oh.
and play with Santa? But it was just the Santa was over the top, as
Yeah,
in
he's great.
understanding them and their cultures and being able to identify with the fact that they're kids that are going through something. And so it was lovely to see. So after I saw that event, I said, I think these girls are on to something. I think they know what they're talking about on how to make hope happen, because we always talk about hope and it being this sort of invisible thing, right? But that you can make it happen with your good deeds. And so I love the mission that
Yes.
you want to reach out to these children, because for our perspective from Hope House, we always concentrate on the mom, right? Like the mom comes with her kids and it's like, how do we get the mom stable? That's where Jen comes in,
Yeah.
camera shy Jen. But the kids, not so much. We obviously do the basics for them, but having you guys as partners now means that we're able to provide more attention. And
Good.
since Kaylee and Nikki have been in our life, we've had a reach out by the McKinney-Vento liaison, and we've taken in 3 families that were sleeping in cars uptown. Their children were attending school in the first ward, and they were able to come to Hope House. So it's just like, you help you, and it's like that
Yeah.
ripple.
That's right.
We always talk
Yeah.
about the pebble in the
Yeah.
lake. How that's, at the end of the day, that's what's happened, is being able to help more kids in crisis. So,
So just tell me a little bit more about this upcoming event, because it's next weekend.
girl, we got a whole segment we're gonna do on the
Oh.
event. We're gonna tell you about some surprises and things
Yes.
like
I
that.
just want to
But
make sure people know.
I know
Santa's actually coming to our event.
he is. Will he be
is.
dressed as
Oh.
Santa?
Um,
You don't have to give any
Yeah.
secrets away. You don't have to tell.
I follow Santa on Facebook. So, yes. And he's been reaching out and he's like, I want to come. And
Aw.
he is going to be our Santa for years to come at free of charge, because he is loving our mission. And so
Aw.
we get to have him.
They had a Christmas
Yeah.
in March. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, Kaylee, when you're sitting there and you're watching a news clipping and you're hearing that there are homeless children and living in your community, and you're a mom with
Yeah.
2 young kids,
Yeah. Definitely.
like, what kind of a chord does that strike with you? Like, because we always say talking about homelessness always leads to two things. One, an awareness of what's happening in our community. And two, how can I help?
Exactly. No, that's exactly.
So you're
how it
like
is.
nudging your husband and saying, hey,
Yeah.
we got to do something.
We have to do something. We just sat there and we're like, we can't imagine, like, 2 kids. Like, how does that happen?
I know.
You know, like, how does it happen? And not everybody is fortunate. You know, the life you're brought up in. Some people don't know how to turn and change their life. You know, they think that there's nothing better on the other side. So to me, it's like, there's hope out there.
Yeah.
And that's
There
what we
is.
have.
There's
you
an
know?
amazing movie that Jen and I got invited to the premiere that's happening right now. It's called No Address. And it does a really good prediction of what is happening in the homeless community, what it's
Yeah.
like to live in an encampment.
It just
and
was eye-opening.
story is amazing. And it's kind of like I picture you seeing something like that going, oh my God, we got to do something. And I know even this is my life's work. And Jen and I left that movie theater going, what do we got to do? Like,
Yeah.
we got to go
How
back
can
and
we
do
help?
even more to what that we do 24/7,
Yeah.
7 days a week. So I'm applauding you and your husband for that conversation. And then I'm sure convincing Nikki that you need to be a part of this
Oh, yeah.
team. And you're like
Yep.
the dynamic duo here
She's great.
of
yeah.
being able to what we call make hope happen. So
Exactly.
you are now official hope dealers.
Yes.
That makes you a hope
We're a
dealer.
hope dealer.
And I think that that's a big deal because we learned a long time ago, Jen and I, that hope just means that you're standing in the gap for people that don't have any, right? So whether it's the Food Lion gift cards you graciously give us or a fundraiser where there can be extra money to do something or an event is happening or Santa, it's still that magical hope that people are waiting for and waiting in anticipation of it happening. And if you're a believer, it's like the God of hope, right? He's going to bless you more abundantly
right.
than you prayed for if you're praying for hope.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what your mission is, right? You
It
just
is.
want to go out there and reach as many kids as you can and provide for them resources and opportunity and make their life a little better.
Yes. And we love our relationship that we've gotten with you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun. We're
It
fun.
is. It is
Right,
fun.
Jen? We tell
It's
everybody all the
fun.
time, we're fun. Even though we look like we
It's
run a
fun.
circus, we're fun. And now we have the cotton candy from Margi to prove it that we that we really do run a circus. But
Yes.
hey, the more the merrier. I always say hope is for everybody, right?
It
Like
really is.
and Margi and I talk about that all the time on the show.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're just trying to put hope back in the headlines with these amazing non-for-profits and people that we interview. So for us, more hope is in the community. That's awesome. We're going to go on break here shortly, but when we come back, we're going to hear all about this amazing event that you have put together. I know your head is spinning. You're a few weeks away. I'm sure that, you know, if anybody's planned anything, oh my gosh, you know what these next 2 weeks look like,
Yep.
right? A
Yep.
lot of anxiety and anxiousness, but we're excited to hear what the details are and
Awesome.
maybe get some people that might want to get some tickets. And we're
Yes.
still waiting
Yeah.
for
waiting the
people to call
callers.
in 844-STUDIO-4 if you're driving. Pull over the car because we don't want you dialing while you're driving. And call in and tell us, what do you think of that word hope?
Sounds great.
Yeah, when we come back, we're talking with Nikki and Kailie from the Absolute Hope Foundation. We'll be back shortly here on Community Centered.
There's still good in our community. It's Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on WSIC. Presented by Macintosh Law.
Well, our sunshine back in full force and a warm-up on the way as we go through the middle of the week. Temperatures climb into the low 70s for the afternoon. We'll drop it off tonight cool into the low and mid-40s. Making a run at 80 degrees again for our Wednesday. Some of us around Lake Norman may even approach the low 80s to finish off the afternoon. Next chance for rain on the way. Scattered showers likely by the time we get to Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze Car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up! Oscar!
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Have you taken the Desco Challenge? The people have spoken. Desco is where the professional goes for electrical supplies.
Hi, my name is Randy. I'm a general contractor, and I always trust the products at Desco.
See for yourself at DescoInc.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Bob McIntosh here with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Serving this community has been a collective passion of our law firm since 1997. We offer the quality legal services and results you would expect from a large downtown firm, but with a personal, community-focused approach right here at home. The McIntosh Law Firm, your local legal resource.
To learn more about the McIntosh Law Firm, visit McIntoshLawFirm.com.
Yeehaw for rodeo season at Harrison's, the home of work, western, and wow. Whether you compete or cheer from the stands, Harrison has the looks to help you wow the crowd. Get western classics and the latest styles from Harriet, Cinch, Rock and Roll Denim, and Wrangler. Find us in Mooresville.
For 42 years, Johnson's Parts and Supply has been your Auto Plus auto parts store. When you need auto parts, think Johnson's Parts and Supply. Your Auto Plus auto parts store, 1112 Shelton Avenue, Statesville.
No radio? No worries.
Just ask Alexa to play WSIC.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. The Fed has started its 2-day policy meeting. Tomorrow we'll get an announcement on interest rates. They are likely to stay put for now. But interest rates are not what's generating the most interest on Wall Street these days. Strategists tell Bloomberg the market wants to know especially what Fed policymakers think about the economy and the impact of tariffs. Stocks today are down between 0.6% and 1.7%. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is meeting today with executives of companies that make baby formula. Kennedy plans to discuss nutritional standards and supply chain issues. Nestle is recalling some of its Lean Cuisine and Stouffer's products due to the potential they've been tainted by a wood-like material. USA Today says the meals include 2 Lean Cuisine ravioli flavors and lemon garlic shrimp stir-fry, as well as Stouffer's chicken lasagna. I'm Nancy Lyons, Bloomberg Radio.
Nothing but the best talk.
The area's best talk.
WSIC.
Call now to speak with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle at 844-STUDIO-4. It's community-centered on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to Community Centered. We are talking with Kailie Goforth and Nicole Cohen of the Absolute Hope Foundation. Nikki, how did you get involved with this group?
Well, I work for her husband, and when they started the foundation, I kind of just hopped on board and started helping. I thought it was a great mission, and that is how I...
So did I hear that you originally came down here from New York for MSc?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard. I heard that right.
My husband used to work there.
Because you're not local here.
No, definitely not. You can tell by the accent,
I
right?
can, just a little bit. And so how has that been for you, trying to work this mission with Kailie and kind of selling the idea of hope? What does that look like for you?
It's been a great journey. It really has. Being able, when we did the Christmas Bazaar, just watching children, it was just really nice.
Yes.
And it gives you hope.
I remember one of our little, oh gosh, he's not 4 anymore. How old is he now, Jen? 6? He ran over to Santa and he hugged him and he said, "I want to be you when I grow up." I was
Aw.
like, how can
How
you not feel
cute.
good about that
Yeah.
when you see a child that you know this is the first encounter they've had with Santa, say that to him. So, and you can tell the two of you are just so into the work that you do. You work tirelessly. It's not a job. It's something that you're really, it's a
It's
mission.
a passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're really
Yeah.
living it.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. And I drag Nikki. I don't say drag, but she's with me 24/7. I can call her any time of the day and be like, "We're doing this." And then I'll be talking to you. There was times I was talking to you and I was telling you about an event we were doing. And then I look over at Nikki and her face is like, "All right, I guess we're doing an event." She's just
Pretty
she's
much.
great. I wouldn't want anybody else with me doing this. And it's been fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is not the only fundraiser you do.
No.
You do other things.
We do. We do a lot. So we usually have our biggest one has been our Christmas one. And that is our
The
Christmas Bazaar. Yes, we do that at Lake Forest Church around November. So we get with the community and we usually have about 75 vendors. And so from there, just, vendor fees, they help us and we raise money for the children. So it's a great turnout. This will be our third year that we're doing it. And we have people messaging already. Are you guys doing it? And I'm like, we're doing it. So I actually had somebody message me asking if we were doing another one for spring, which we've never done. So, of course, right away, I went and I created a spring event.
Which is what?
So it's our spring market, and that's in April. So we have that coming up on April 26th. And that's going to be at Lake Forest Church, too. They're great with us. They have been, my sister and my mother actually work there for the children. So they're amazing over there to work with, and they support us, and they let us come in there and make a mess and then clean up and leave.
So I'm thinking about the name Goforth, and
Yes.
you're planning a gala for March 29th.
Yeah.
And already you have something on the books for April, like a month later.
And
It's
I
just
think
that
2 weeks
momentum.
later, we have another one.
The
We are
next
good
week.
partners with Plato's Closet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Plato's Closet. They donate all their clothes that they no longer need on their shelves.
Nice.
So we pick them up, and they have a couple locations that we pick up throughout Charlotte. So at the end of last year, we did it. I think was it
It was in
September?
July.
July, was it?
July
I
or
don't
August.
really remember, but it was one of those months. They all just come together. So we went there not knowing what to expect, and it was a great turnout. What they did is a $5 grab bag, and they provided the bags for us, and we sat there, and I played cashier for 8 hours straight. It felt like
It was
it was
a long day.
insane. It was insane. The line was so long.
Wow.
And we sat, I didn't get up the whole time. I
No.
sat there the whole time and just checked people out, $5 a bag, and 100% donations came to us. So
Do you have
Amazing.
volunteers?
Hi.
Are you looking for volunteers?
We would love volunteers to come out and help us.
How do they get a hold of you?
Yes, they can email us at info@absolutehopefoundation.com. Again, that's info@absolutehopefoundation.com, and get all the information. We'll send them. They want to volunteer. We're more than happy to have them.
Do you have a date for that already?
So we do. We have that as, which date is that?
April
April 5th is our Plato's Closet, and that's in the university location. But then we also have another one on May 3rd in the Huntersville location.
Okay.
So they called us in for 2 times. So we're pros now. I think we can handle 2.
I think you can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Listen, I don't think there's anything that can't get thrown at you that you can't handle.
No,
Kaylee. I
no.
can tell you that.
So it's great. So we have our spring market on the April 26th from 9 to 2 at Lake Forest Church. And we're still accepting vendors. If anybody wants to be a vendor, they can text Spring Market as one word to 76278. So Spring Market, one word, 76278.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And so now the gala. So it's
Yes.
a casino theme. Give us all the details.
All the details. So it's a casino theme. It's casino night, black tie event. Come dress best, and it's gonna be great. We have one of our sponsors is our ice sculpture sponsor, and we're not even sharing it with you ladies because we are wowed on this ice sculpture.
Aw.
Yes, they sent us an email, and both Nikki and I were like, "Don't show anyone. We need this to be the wow factor." So yes, so we have Ice Trade is our sponsor for that.
Okay.
So we have a lot of sponsors. North Group Real Estate is our main sponsor. the Roses, Lake Norman Financial Group, Novant Health, Lake Norman Women, the McIntosh Law Firm, Jeff and Susan Purser, O'Brien Home Loans, and of course, WSIC.
Nice.
Yes,
Awesome.
we
That's
appreciate you guys.
awesome.
So we do. We have a good group, and we're just excited about it. We are. We're going to have the ring toss is our main.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes. we're excited for that. You know, a lot of alcohol to win.
Lots of presents.
Lots of presents, lots of gifts, lots of local businesses that donated to us. So we're super excited about that. So you'll be able to just purchase your ring toss when you're there and win some prizes.
My husband's been practicing already.
We got the ring toss, and Nikki and I set up bottles in my hallway, and we were just tossing away, and it's hard. It's harder than it looks.
It's hard. So when you win, that's a big deal, right?
Yes,
so,
yes.
Well, we will have the little mini Vanna here helping with that event, Jen, and her husband and my husband. We, it's really fun, and the theme of Casino Night is really kind of cool. With the whole
it's
playing
Bet on
cards.
Us.
Yeah,
Bet on Us Casino Night. So basically, you're betting on Absolute Hope and Hope House Foundation, and you're gonna.
Thank you for that,
Play
Reese.
with us.
Reese has
Oh,
got
there he goes.
the flyer
Yes,
up there.
save
It's
the date.
beautiful. So it's at the Peninsula Club.
Correct.
And tell me, are there tickets still available?
They are. We have tickets for $120 a piece. So you can go on and you can purchase that. You can actually text Bet on Us as one word to 76278. Bet on Us, one word to 76278 and purchase your ticket today. And we'd love to have you guys. But yeah.
I think you can see some of the auction items too on
You
there now.
can.
Yeah,
You can view
your
them.
Sneak preview.
Yes. My husband was all for those. So anything you see up there really is his likings, I want to say.
Okay.
He doesn't get to keep any of them. I'm like, what are you doing? But he's like, it's for a good cause.
Absolutely.
So yes, we do.
And that's always the thing. We want people to know that even though these things are fun and we're going, that it is purposeful, right?
It is.
Yeah.
We are raising funds to help children who
That's
are living
right.
homeless. And if you can't think, I hope the message hits you like it did hit Kailie and her husband about what the perils of living homeless as a
I
child
cannot
are.
ever even imagine.
We brought a family into Hope House a couple of weeks ago. There were 3 children. The 7-month-old was sleeping on mom, had never slept in a crib before. And the 13-year-old daughter, we said to her, well, how are you sleeping in the car? And she said, it's not very easy because there's no place for my legs. Every time I get behind the wheel of my car, I try to figure, what would it be like to live in your car? Or Jen and I have done a lot of street outreach, and so we've seen what some of the homeless encampments look like and where some folks live. And it's really, you want to be respectful and mindful. It is their home. It is an address. But at the same time, it's just not okay. It's
That's
just
right.
not okay that
It
our
is.
babies are growing up with these conditions and are trying to make the best of it. And so, when we bring a family home to Hope House and the kids are bouncing off the wall and knowing that the playroom is theirs to play with and we can fill it with toys that Little Smiles will graciously give to us, or a new playground set. It's just such a wonderful day. So we're getting ready to go on break. This time is flying.
It always
as
does.
usual. We promised you it would fly.
It did.
It would. We're still waiting for that caller at 844-STUDIO-4. If you don't call, what are we going to do with the 2 tickets?
I don't know.
I think I have an idea. So never fear. We'll figure it out for sure. But when we come back, we are still talking with Kailie Goforth and Nicole Cohen of the Absolute Hope Foundation with my friend Margi Kyle of Little Smiles. We got a whole lot of smile and hope going on in this room today. A whole lot of energy. We'll see you shortly.
Community Centered, presented by McIntosh Law, a staple in our community since 1997. We'll return on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, our sunshine back in full force and a warm-up on the way as we go through the middle of the week. Temperatures climb into the low 70s for the afternoon. We'll drop it off tonight cool into the low and mid-40s. Making a run at 80 degrees again for our Wednesday. Some of us around Lake Norman may even approach the low 80s to finish off the afternoon. Next chance for rain on the way. Scattered showers likely by the time we get to Thursday. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. The Bet on Us Casino Night Fundraiser Gala is almost here. This black tie event, co-hosted by Absolute Hope Foundation and Hope House Foundation of Huntersville, supports local families in need. Join us for an unforgettable evening and learn how these organizations are making a difference in the community. Visit AbsoluteHopeFoundation.com for details. Thursday, March 20th is Ladies' Night at Bin 110 in Cornelius. Lake Norman Woman Magazine welcomes in the community for an evening of making new friends and catching up with your existing ones. Come on out for Ladies' Night this Thursday at Bin 110. Saturday night, the 500 Club in Statesville presents live music with Darren Deese. Deese is a Nashville recording artist who has been influenced by stars from Hank Williams Sr. to George Strait to Kenny Chesney. Enjoy live music at 6 p.m. Saturday at the 500 Club with a performance by country music artist Darren Deese. Come on out and meet the WSIC team on Saturday, March 29th at Snooze Mattress in Cornelius. We will be doing a Merlefest ticket giveaway, so stop by and sign up. We are looking forward to meeting you on Saturday, March 29th at Snooze Mattress in Cornelius from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The Auto Fair presented by Camping World is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway Thursday, April 3rd through Saturday, April 5th. The show brings together the car community in a celebration of their shared passion for all things automotive. Don't miss the Heritage Invitational, where iconic cars from all eras are gathered for up-close viewing. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for Auto Fair tickets and more information. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Merlefest 2025, presented by Window World, returns April 24th through the 27th in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Hear the Avett Brothers, Bonnie Raitt, The Dead South, Watch House, Wyatt Flores, I'm With Her, Leftover Salmon, The Warren Treaty, The Steel Drivers, and many more. For tickets, visit merlefest.org.
Macintosh Law presents Community Centered with Debbie O'Hanley and Margi Kyle on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back. You know, Margie, I was thinking during the break, we always talk during the breaks that people must be afraid of us because they're always so nervous when they come. But then when you get to the end, they're like, can we do more? Can I come back? So tell us any more events you've got going on.
We do. We actually have our Kendra Scott event on May 10th, right before Mother's Day, for your last-minute Mother's Day gifts. We are having our mimosa, so that should be fun.
Oh, that's cute.
I know.
That's very cute.
And that'll be 10 to 2. And 20% off of all proceeds. It goes to Absolute Hope Foundation. So you spend, we get.
Well, they're very good to the nonprofits.
They are so good.
Yeah.
We love working with them. This will probably be our 4th time working with them.
Yeah, we've done it every, twice a year since they've been there.
Yeah.
So tell me, what do you hope to raise the money for with Absolute Hope Foundation? Like, do you have a specific something that you're thinking of?
We do. So, as we said earlier, we do the Food Lion gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
So we get Food Lion gift cards for the children for the McKinney-Vento. And then clothing, pretty much, it's hard because we don't have a set like you guys are. Hey, come, we'll help you with your housing situation and all that. Us, we're like, what do you need help with? Let us know what you need help with. If we can help you, we will help you.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then it was, finding the right people to communicate with and get out there and, because you just don't know. And so that's where you guys came in.
Well, I mean, we've already connected 3 families through the McKinney-Vento.
That's awesome.
Everyone
That's
that comes
amazing.
to us is a McKinney-Vento. Like, we introduce them, right, Jen, through case management. But having folks come on the forefront and saying, hey, I'm in the McKinney-Vento program and I heard about you. We're living homeless. We need help. We're like, oh, Absolute Hope Foundation must be out there talking
The
about
connection.
this again.
That's all.
So
That's all it is.
It's a really good thing. Well, our goal with this gala is to raise more funds for kids for social emotional experiences for them. So, we want to try to make things when they're at the Hope House as normal, air quotes, right, as possible. So if a mom comes and says, hey, my 11-year-old son always wanted to be on a soccer team, but we were always living in a car or moving around. But now that we're here, we're like, yes, we can get you those soccer lessons, or we can give you that experience where
something that we just take for granted.
It is.
Yeah, exactly.
And or have things like movie night or game night, and be able to have the resources to be able to.
Well, when
provide
we went
that.
over those 2 houses over,
The new ones,
the new ones, all the kids on the street were playing either hockey
Yes.
or soccer
Yes, they were.
yeah.
That is going to be a great neighborhood for
They
us.
will absolutely love it.
I think that, and it's right behind Hopewell High School.
Oh, that's
So it's within shouting distance.
Yeah.
Like I remember during the build, a couple of nights I would go over there crying, this isn't happening fast enough. And I could hear the band practicing or a football game going on. Like I was like, yes, it's Friday Night Lights right here in the front yard of the Journey House. But yeah, that that timing is going to be perfect. It's going to be done when it's going to be done.
Yeah,
and then
That's
that will be 2 more families that we can take off of the streets and. Hopefully a few more. Wink, wink, Jen. We got a few
Work it,
things,
Jen.
few things going on there that might provide for some more hope in
Yeah.
our community.
I love
so
it.
Excited
I
about
love
that.
it.
So, have you heard about Men That Cook? Do we know anybody that won anything? I think Jen, you told me John Annarella's chili.
Oh, did it
won
again?
this
Oh
year.
my gosh.
Yeah, kind of crazy. But so, what else is happening? Absolute Hope.
That's all our events that we have
For
going
now.
on. For
Tell us-
now, yes.
tell us
Come back
what-
to us tomorrow.
What does
No.
it take to put together a gala?
Oh.
Energy.
It is, but I feel like I can do it in my sleep. And I'm not saying that to say
She can.
Yeah.
I love event planning and I love entertaining, but come the day of, you probably won't see me because I like to sit back and watch. I like to throw the party and then watch everybody else enjoy it. So yeah,
We do a lot of that too. Like, we usually generally have ours in February, the Heart of Hope Gala. And, we with Erin, wonderful
Yes.
Erin.
Yes, she's great.
That helps us out. We usually wear headsets and we're like, one has landed, you're in room 2, table 2. But, to be able to watch the interaction of other people. In the past, we've invited our residents to it. So for us, it's all about prepping them. So thank you for not letting that happen this year because Jen and I get a little reprieve from that. But I think that, watching them and their experience of having a fine dining experience at the Peninsula, watching donors and friends and sponsors and supporters. Margie, you've been to several of our galas.
Yes, I have.
Just in being there to share with other nonprofits, it's just such a feel-good time.
Yes.
It's a little stressful the day before, setting things up.
Just a little.
You're not sure about the weather. And one year we got hit by, the year COVID. So end of February, right? COVID happened mid-March. So we had just had our February gala.
So
but
you just
people
made it.
last minute. You have to give the caterer, we had 225 was our number. And I think 165 or 70 showed up. And we were like, why is everybody so sick? And then
Oh no.
COVID. And then we were like, we could have had our own mini super spreader.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
We had a
yeah.
golf tournament that got snowed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, for those people that are listening that have ever planned one of these things,
Yeah, it is a
so
lot.
many
It's a
unpredictable
lot,
things, right?
It's a lot, and a lot of detail goes into it.
Yep.
You don't realize. Like my husband's like, "How long? You're still working on that?" And I'm like, "Is he kidding me?"
Well, you sure
I'm like,
learn
yes.
who are the doers.
Yes.
And
yes.
who are the sayers and don't do.
Yeah. So he'll tell me, he'll be like, "We could have had that done. You did that last week." And I'm like, "Well, I had to yesterday just trying to print out stuff. We were trying to be our own little print shop, I guess." So
How'd that
I
work
think,
for you?
yeah, I must have wasted so much paper yesterday. And I'm like, "Nikki, how does this look?" And I knew she was going to say it needed to be up a little more or bigger font or something. And she came back and I was like, "If you say one more thing, Nikki."
I go, we have plenty of people.
Yes. She's like, "I have plenty of paper. Don't worry about it."
And I've
So-
got 3 printers.
Yes,
And
yes.
then
I have
there's
good,
the
better,
whole-
best.
Then there's the whole, what are you wearing piece
Oh,
of it, right?
yes,
So a
yes.
gala, just the word gala says something formal, something fun and sparkly.
Like my
Vegas
cigars
themed.
with the twinkle lights on
Yes.
it.
So we went to, what was that theme?
That was Havana night.
Havana
Oh,
Nights.
Havana night.
So Margie took a cigar from here, thank you, Joe Vagnone,
Yep.
and threaded gems around it and then had
Twinkle
it
lights.
light up.
Twinkle lights.
And she was wearing it around her throat.
And somebody said that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I said, Well, then
you.
you tell me what else I should have worn.
Yeah.
Because you don't look like you're doing anything.
That was a tricky theme, Havana Nights.
It was, because what do you do?
Palm trees? What are we wearing here? But it turned out to be very, very
Yeah,
cool.
it was.
And we love our
awesome.
friends at the Peninsula Community
Yes.
Foundation. But this
Yeah.
night we get to glamour it up, glitz it up with
Yeah.
a
And
la
have some
Vegas
fun.
theme.
And have some
Yeah,
fun.
have some
All
fun.
for a good cause.
And really, I think this time of year, with all the narrative that's going on out there, we could use a little fun.
I think so too.
Yes.
I think it would be nice to just go back and sit back and be hope dealers, right?
Mhm.
And collect money, right?
If you're going to be a dealer, that's the best kind to be.
Yes,
And we're playing.
yes.
We're playing with our hope money.
Yes,
We are. We
That's
are. We're
right.
playing with our hope money.
And
That's
we've
the
got
name.
some amazing gifts and amazing auction items, and
We do.
I think our famous Italy trip is out
Yes,
there.
that's up there for the silent auction, and then we
Wow.
also have our golden ticket.
Yes,
We forgot to mention our golden
tell the
ticket.
folks about that.
Yeah, so our golden ticket when you come to our event is $100 per ticket, and that is a chance to win one of 5 trips. So you get to choose one of 5 trips, and it's Bali, Tuscany, Greece. Okay, I didn't study my.
This
5
comes
trips.
up. Some people ask, can
It's
they buy a
insane.
ticket ahead of time? But in this case, they have to be present, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
For the golden ticket, you have to be there to win.
But they don't if they want to bid on the auction items?
You can. Our auction items are actually online.
Uh-huh.
So our silent auction items. So you can go online and we can register
Yeah.
to bid on those.
I know
and
folks have asked that.
yeah. So if they can't attend, they can't make it, they can go on to they can text bet on us as one word to 76278. Bet on us, one word to 76278 and register. And then you'll be able to view all our silent auction items. And the night of when it's open, you can bid away.
Play along from home if
Play
you can't
along
make
from
it.
home.
Which is
Yeah. We'd love
amazing.
that.
You
We
could stay in
would.
your jammies while we're all in our Spanx and
Stumbling around.
Right, I know for sure. But well, it's such a beautiful thing that you're doing, and we're
Yes.
honored to partner with you to make hope happen. I think it's going to be incredible, just making hope happen.
Well, it will be, and I'm proud of all of you.
Thank you, Margie.
Thank
It's
you.
really it's a labor of love, right? At the end of the day, you're like, oh, why am I doing this?
We always say that after, right before the events, we're always like, why?
Mhm.
But at the end, it's all worth it.
Sure it
All
is.
worth it.
The one takeaway from the one child that says, "Hey, I want to be you, Santa." When I like, you could just melt,
Aw.
and you're like,
That's right.
"Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not tired anymore.
Mhm.
I'm happy. This is that we're pulling this off."
And what
So-
a beautiful thing for a parent to hear.
Mhm.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. He's a magical kid. That boy. I almost said his
Aw.
name, but he's something special.
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna
think he
do
needs some
something.
cotton candy tonight.
Well, he's not currently at Hope House. They are out on their own in their own stable housing, but
Oh,
she
wow.
still stays connected. And she was actually our guest speaker last year at our
Okay, I
event.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We'll save one for her, for
we
him.
we had a diamond necklace that was part of the auction items, and the gentleman that won it gave it to her at the end of the
I
night.
love
Oh
that.
my
there's so
gosh,
many
that
really
is beautiful.
sweet things that happen.
Yeah.
That, and she wears it every day, which is
Oh.
really, really lovely. So we want to
is
thank you for
awesome.
listening today here on Community Center
Great
with
show.
my friend Margie. It
Yes.
was a great show filled with all kinds of hope. We want to wish you the best of luck
Yes,
on
thank you
your
for
bet
having
on
us.
us. And Nikki, thank you for holding up the fort and being the
And Jen for being
person-
here,
Yes,
too.
and Jen, thank you.
Yes.
We're going to get you on the microphone one of these days, Jen. You got 29 seconds. Anything you want to say? No, she's not saying anything. Anyway, thank you for listening. We will see you next week here on Community Centered, same time, 3 to 4 on Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone.
Serving you better than ever before. WSIC, Statesville, W290DK Mooresville, W260